I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river in my soul. So that's a song that I sing with elementary school kids all the time. I am a music educator and I am reviewing travel size carbon fiber guitars because they are ideal for the classroom. Tuning issues, school districts and their AC units, oh my goodness, they are something else. Here's the classroom. This is my nemesis. This is the heater. It's cold outside and so the heater's on, which is great. It's nice and warm. It kills the tuning of Tonewoods. My guitars are not in tune. I come in and I tune them, but you see it blasts all this heat, but then the temperature changes because it doesn't regulate the temperature very well. So throughout the day, I've got problems and I have to constantly tune my guitars, and it really stinks when it's in the middle of class and we're doing something and I have to stop any momentum I've got and any attention we have in the short time that we have with these kids and tune guitars. It just stinks. But here it is. Here's my nemesis. If I'm Superman, this is my Lex Luthor. Evil, but warm. I like the warmth. It's nice. Right out of the case. In tune. Perfect. So what guitar playing music educators end up having to do is grab something like this at an estate sale. This is actually a pretty good guitar. It's a Little Martin. They stay in tune, they sound great, but you'll notice it is well worn. Picked it up for 50 bucks at an estate sale. But it's, in some cases, ideal for a classroom because you don't care what happens to it. It's what you call a beater guitar. But it still has some good tone to it. It's also, the travel size guitars are much better size for the classroom. If you're in a circle with a bunch of kids, you don't want the neck sticking out to where you can smack somebody or anything like that, which has happened. And you want to be able to move around, and so having a large guitar is not ideal. And so most music teachers will get, some use ukuleles. I like guitars because it's a fuller sound and it seems to get the kids more excited. But carbon fiber seems to be the answer. So I'm doing a series of reviews with carbon fiber travel guitars to see what's best from a music educator's perspective. I'm spending at least 1 week with each instrument, playing it daily. I've logged probably about 15 hours on this thing in the last week, and I've taken it to the classroom. One thing I noticed about it is it projects a lot of sound. This is the McPherson Touring Edition. And that projection certainly adds to the excitement of a classroom, which is pretty neat. The kids would get more excited, and so I really appreciated that. The tone quality is utterly fantastic. You can see it's visually stunning. One of the best parts of this guitar is actually this little silicone piece. Now, in my family, I'm an early riser and the rest of my family isn't. And even though I go to a room on the other end of the house to play, I generally have to play softly, and I can't really experience music the way I like to experience it a lot of the times. Just simply because I don't want to disturb people at 3:30 or 4 o'clock in the morning. But this comes with this little insert, silicone insert, and it's actually meant for when you plug it in. Sometimes it gives a better tone for the amplifier, but it mutes it. My wife loves this because it makes it so that she's less disturbed. Even when she's waking up and coming out, she likes that it's softer in the house. And then I don't have to hold back I can actually play and play like I like to play, and it still doesn't disturb anybody. So this is it's fantastic. This little piece. I wish, I guess, more guitar manufacturers would make this little silicone piece. The guitar is extremely well built. If you know about McPherson's, the owner and developer, he makes high-powered bows. You can really tell in the craftsmanship. I mean, it is solid. The lines are beautiful. It gives a lot of tone. The parts of the guitar are very, very high quality, which is why it's more expensive. These retail for $2,700, $2,800. I didn't pay that much. I found somebody that had hardly used it and sold it to me used for $1,500. I contacted McPherson to try to get one, a loaner, or even to buy at a discount. They didn't even return my emails, so I had to go a different direction. But I found this one used for $1,500. You usually don't get them that low. If you look at Reverb and things like that, you usually don't get them for less than $2, but I got lucky. Extremely fortunate. And I actually really love this guitar. The price is challenging. The price is challenging. But the guitar itself, it's a masterpiece. It's really, really beautiful. In taking an entire week and really experiencing a guitar, you have a lot of thoughts, and you go back and forth on a few things. And so, of course, I'm comparing it to one of my favorite guitars. This is a guitar I own and I've owned for a while. This is a full size, you can see, right? But it's a Rain Song. And it's another carbon fiber guitar. And I wish I could take this to the classroom. It's just too large. Do you see how this comes out? It's just not practical in a classroom. If I was up there just talking in front, it'd be one thing, but I'm more interactive. But this guitar is it's my favorite. The tone, it's absolutely amazing. I'm hoping Rain Song will send me a parlor guitar to compare. I'm working that out because I also can't afford to buy that one. That one's a very similar price to the McPherson, almost $3,000. This is a $3,100 guitar that I got for much less expensive from a friend, and I got it used. But it's one of my two favorite guitars. The other guitar I have is a K14CE, a Taylor, and that's my church guitar. It's a performance guitar. It is tone wood, and it is just spectacular, and I love it. My daughter calls this my Johnny Cash guitar because the tones are richer in kind of almost a darker sense. And so that's one of the reasons I love my Rain Song, is because of the character of the sound of the guitar. It makes it really fun to play, especially anything with minor chords. I say that because the McPherson is very similar to where the sound of the McPherson is just a rich, rich sound. Now, just simply by the size of the guitars, the Rain Song is going to be more sound, and to me, a better sounding guitar. It's not really fair to compare them because they're two separate things. But just like the Rain Song, the McPherson gives me that feeling, that essence of just color, and it's just very robust. It's very substantive sound to it, which I really love. Also, with travel guitars, you can do something that you can't do with the larger guitars. To really experience the instrument, what you can do is get in a recliner and just lay down with a guitar on your chest, and the guitar is like weighted on your chest while you're playing, and like your heart is right there. And it's really sometimes a magical and pensive experience to play guitar like that, especially with more somber music or even religious music. It's powerful, and so the McPherson was wonderful for that. Overall, it's an amazing guitar. It makes me want to try out the Sable, which is $3,500 to compare to my Rain Song, but it's really a wonderful guitar. Now, I would be remiss if I didn't compare it to the best-selling travel guitar in the world, and it's very high quality. My daughter has one, and so it is the Taylor GS Mini. She has the Koa, and she has the E version as well. So let me just grab this. These are about $1,000. In fact, this one was exactly $1,000. You can get different versions that are a little less expensive or more expensive, but the tone of these is fantastic as well. Again, the problem is that it's wood, and so I can't bring one of these to the classroom because a $1,000 guitar that can be harmed is a problem. I mean, that's just a problem, especially working with little kids. I also work with infants, especially my grandson, and they like to climb on and touch things, and so if it's a wood guitar that I'm working with, it has to be a cheap one. I actually have one that I got for like $100 that I keep at my daughter's house that I use. Kids can just destroy things, right? But also the intonation. It is so frustrating to be in a classroom and have some momentum and have the kids really into it, and then you hear something out of tune, you've got to stop, pause, tune it up, and try to get back the energy of the classroom, especially with the small amount of time that we get to spend with these kids. So I can't take a tone wood guitar, but I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river in my soul. Right, so I love these guitars, and they're $1,000. They're just not ideal for the classroom. But you know, for $1,500 used, and I got lucky, I can get something that some say is indestructible, which is kind of fantastic. So overall, the McPherson is amazing. That's just one word for it, amazing. And I look forward to comparing it to other carbon fiber guitars that fit my needs. Thank you.